The purpose of this documentary is to highlight the collaboration between the Quakers and other conductors that provided the gradual emancipation and freedom of enslaved peoples during the period of slavery throughout South Central Pennsylvania.
It was the Germantown Petition back well before the American Revolution that led the Quaker Church, if you will, to finally abolish slavery and start, if you will, excommunicating people that were involved in slavery.
Mr. William Goodrich, one of York's leading historical figures. Mr. Goodrich, his wealth, his work, and his intelligence put him in high standings with those who were leading figures in the anti-slavery and Underground Railroad movement.
The number one conductor in this region was a man named Samuel Berry. Here in York County is estimated to potentially have assisted hundreds of potential slaves through the region over a 12 to 14 year period that he was active.
Pennsylvania was a place where runaways would want to come. They could get a job here. They could be educated. Ed Matthews and Basil Biggs worked with nearby Quakers here, Manal and friends that lived in the Quaker Valley just beside Yellow Hill.
Both Edward Matthews and Basil Biggs were from Maryland and, having secured their freedom, lived here in Adams County as farmers.
They had to leave when they heard the Confederate Army was coming because they knew the Confederate Army tended to kidnap free black people and take them back into slavery.
And there was a resistance effort. It's a kind of remarkable snapshot of how blacks and whites in border towns like Carlisle sometimes provided unique and powerful obstruction.
Frederick Douglass visited Carlisle 3 times. The first time was in 1847, and it was in August, 2 months right after the McClintock riots.
There's very little documentation between Dr. Rutherford, Joseph Bustle, Dr. Jones, and some of the other African Americans.
William Still, who headed the Philadelphia Vigilance Society in Philadelphia, hid all of his detailed records and memoirs for quite a few decades, until well after the Civil War ended.
When I came looking for my second great-grandparents who escaped from slavery or moved out from slavery from Virginia,
and also, the most critical thing we've come to understand about Stevens and her life together, he was very, very ill for the last 6 years of his life, and she basically took care of him, allowed him to become the powerful politician on the public stage, and to accomplish the things that he's most famous for, which is the enactment of the 13th, 14th, and after he died, the 15th Amendment that he laid the groundwork for, enfranchising all men, especially black men at the time, to have the right to vote.